And for most of us who are here today, the choice is pretty darn clear about voting. So, this is an audience participation thing. Once a teacher, always a teacher. So there you go. This is what you get. And when you taught junior high, this is what you get too. So, who can tell me what's on the line with this election?
Everything.
Everything's on the line. Be more specific than everything. That's an overgeneralization. Although we believe it to be true.
Democracy.
Women's health care, democracy, what else? Journalism, freedom of the press, freedom of...
Sanity.
Sanity.
ACA.
Yes, ACA. All right, that's what's on the line. And are you ready and willing to make a difference?
Yes.
Let me hear it again. Are you willing? All right, very good. That's the main thing there too. And so how does that happen? How do you personally make a difference?
Vote.
Vote? What else?
Help others see how easy it is to vote.
Help others see how easy it is to vote? I heard
Take them to vote.
take them to vote. What?
Take them to vote and phone calls.
Phone calls, take them to vote. Make sure that they know how important it is. The message is very clear. So, I'm here to welcome you, and I'm grateful for you to be here. Our goal, folks, is to be done in 45 minutes because it's chilly, and so that's our main goal, and to make a presence so that people will know that everybody is not of like mind, and guess what? That is okay. And that is what is about? Democracy. Good answer. Good answer. You get to go to you get an A today. All right, so we have two other speakers before we, he is a candidate for House District 18 running against Tom Moore. So, Tripp, yours is the floor.
Good morning. As she said, my name is Tripp Narup. I'm running for House 18 against Tom Moore. So I thought long and hard about what I should be saying here today, because I'm a man, and really what can I tell you women about this subject that you don't already know? And then I thought, well, I just need to tell the truth from a man's point of view. Buckle your seatbelts. I have complete bodily autonomy because I am a man. Nobody can tell me whether I need to have a vasectomy or not. Nobody can tell me that I have to use a condom or not. I have complete bodily autonomy because I have a penis. Wait, it gets better. If you're young and you're on the swim team and you have a penis, there is a judge out there who is willing to give you a slap on the wrist for trying to rape an unconscious woman behind a dumpster. That's a true story. So it is a great day in America to be a man. It sucks to be a woman. Now, I know someone out there is saying, come on, Tripp, this is not about if you have a penis or not. Oh, really? Well, let's review the bidding. For 50 years, women had control over their bodies. But then 5 people with penises and 1 woman decided to throw all that out the window. I'd say my theory of penile primacy is doing okay. Now, I know someone out there is saying, Tripp, this is a complicated issue. People of good conscience can disagree about it. Really? Let's review the video. So the 5 people with penises and 1 woman who threw out Roe v. Wade dressed up their opinions with all kinds of fancy arguments, but it really all boiled down to this. They believe that life begins at the moment of conception. Now, in order to wrap my mind around the absurdity of that concept, I had to turn to Monty Python and their movie, The Meaning of Life. And in that movie, they have a wild send-up of this subject with a song entitled, "Every Sperm is Sacred." Unfortunately for us, that has become our reality. What we laughed at 40 years ago has become the law. Every sperm is sacred. So I'd say my theory of penile primacy is doing really well at this point. In their infinite arrogance, the 5 people with penises and 1 woman sent this whole issue back to the States. Now, this is where my theory takes a bit of a hit. Our governor does not have a penis. Why is she doing this? So, despite her lack, she forced through a 6-week abortion ban through the legislature. But hey, most of the people who voted for it were men, so my theory still lives. For the record, every single Democrat voted against that bill. In the House, 2, count them, 2 Republicans had the nerve to vote against it. All the rest of them voted for it. So in case you were wondering, Tom Moore, my opponent, voted for the bill. Devin Wood voted for the bill. Tom Shipley, our senator, voted for the bill. So where does that leave us? At 6 weeks, most women don't even know that they're pregnant. At 6 weeks, something the size of a pea has more rights than a grown woman with a husband, 3 kids, and a law practice. At 6 weeks, it does not have a functioning heart. And at 6 weeks, this is the real kicker, they don't even know if it's got a penis yet. It annoys me to live in a state that thinks a pea-sized tadpole has more rights than a woman. It pains me that our women are being deprived of basic rights. It angers me that this law is putting women's lives in danger. It pisses me off that women have already died. 2 women in Georgia died because they're needed, and more in Texas. And I mean, it's going to be happening all the time because these laws are poorly written, and a woman has to be dying in order to get help. We have at least 1 woman that we know of in Iowa who had to leave the state because she wasn't willing to go into sepsis to prove that she needed a necessary medical procedure. This has to stop. Okay, so here's what I would like you to do. First, talk to all of the people with penises that you know. Make sure that they understand that your lives are in danger. If it takes no dinner between now and Tuesday to convince them, so be it. If you need to take the Lysistrata approach, so be it. Second, go vote. Make sure the men in your life go vote too. Make sure they vote the right way. And oh, by the way, I am on the ballot. So you could vote for me. That would be great. And finally, this one is a long shot. But every time Kim Reynolds pokes her nose out of the governor's mansion, every time she shows up anywhere in public, I want a group of people to break out into a chorus of "Every Sperm is Sacred" in 4-part harmony. Imagine if that happened at every press conference, every ribbon cutting, every public event. Chorus members of Iowa, you have a chance to change history. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting women's rights. Thank you for standing up to power. I support you 100%, and I hope that you will vote for me. Thanks.
Good to hear a new spin on whatever. That was great, Trip. That took you some time. That was great. Our last speaker, and then I'll wrap things up, is Jenny Horner.
Well, thanks a lot, Trip, for having me have to follow that. I didn't have anything near that. Huh? Okay, go Jenny. I had to write something. Now, usually I'm off the cuff, but I don't know. There's too many mixed emotions. There's too much. This is too big. This is too complicated. This is too crazy. So I wrote something down. Jackie gave me the green light, so I hope it's okay. It's an honor to have been asked to speak at this event. I've been thinking about what to say ever since, just like Trip. I didn't come up with something as quippy and funny and true and good, but I've spoken out before other election days, and I'm usually all optimistic and fired up. I think that's why I was asked to end the rally. I wish I could tell you that I'm feeling all optimistic and fired up on the eve of truly, I know we say this every time, but truly the most important election of my lifetime. A crazy, crazy election with conspiracy theories flying, with facts being questioned, with scientists being questioned, with science being questioned. It's truly insane and crazy, and it feels really surreal. What I see is a choice between staying on the path that we call democracy. Is it perfect? Heck no. Does it need some big changes? Yes. Goodbye, Citizens United, please, finally. Goodbye, evangelical religion out of politics, finally, please, and so many other things.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you later. Please leave and go back to whence you came. Does it need fixing in so many ways? Or we deviate down a road, and I am going to say the F word. I did last time. I used my finger last time. I'm sorry about that. That says fascism this way. I'm sorry, from what I know of history, which is not an expert, but that's where we're going, folks, if the vote is an R. I know that's a controversial interpretation. Some of you may share it, others not. State-mandated pregnancy is not the stuff of free society, folks. That's what it is, and I encourage you, please use that language. It's not pro-life, pro-choice. We're in a state of state-mandated pregnancy. Just let that sink in a little bit. This is the stuff of what am I thinking of? The
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, thank you. It's the stuff of the Handmaid's Tale. We've heard heart-wrenching stories of people losing their lives, doctors violating their oath out of fear of the state. There are so many more stories that we'll never even know that don't make it to the news. They'll keep happening. It's madness. At the very least, there are now, okay, here's where my positivity comes in. This is all I can do. I can give you resources. I am a resource person. I love to share things that might help you or people in your lives. At least there is now over-the-counter birth control pill available without prescription. It's amazing. It's called O-Pill, and it is sold at many pharmacies. I do not know if it is sold at our local pharmacies. I need to check that out. Does anybody know? No. Okay. So that's fantastic. Emergency contraception is available on pharmacy shelves without any conditions, without an age restriction or prescription needed. That's fantastic. That's a great resource for people who could be pregnant. Did you know there are 3 vending machines in Omaha that dispense emergency contraception for $8? Woo! Yay! And being the resource person that I am, if any of you are interested, I have a resource sheet that has some of these things available on them, as well as the reproductiveaccess.org site, which is a fantastic website that talks about how people experiencing pregnancy can get abortion pills by mail without prescription and things like that. So please, if you're interested, please take one. I'm getting there, people. I'm getting there. And of course, I'm going to end with saying, yes, go vote. Encourage the people you know in your lives. Go with them to vote. You can go with people. You can help people vote. Even people who can't read can vote. And they have people who will help them. They were very friendly at the Montgomery County Courthouse, by the way. I took someone to vote, and she was very kind of scared, and they were not rude or judgmental, so I really appreciate that. Yay, go Montgomery County Courthouse! Thank you for helping people vote. So all I can say is stock up on these things, just in case, to have these resources for the people in your lives. And to end, I heard this in an ad this morning on my husband's social media, which I was kind of glad. This was how it ended. It said, "You may think you don't do politics, but politics will certainly do you. Go vote. Vote Democrat all the way up and down the ticket." Thank you very much. Yes.
How is, I know you're a liaison with our Hispanic community.
Yes.
How are they feeling about this? Are there
Oh,
ways we can help?
People are freaking scared out of their minds. Are you kidding? The talk of mass deportation, the ramping up of the rhetoric. I'm scared out of my mind for my immigrant friends. 100%. This is not a joke. This is not. This is real. This is real.
We can help.
How can we help? Vote. That's all we can do. We just encourage people to vote. Encourage citizens to vote. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe remind them that we're all immigrants.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
And
don't
just.
want to be deported.
Yes, yeah, there you go. We're all immigrants. Please just, I don't know, if you know any immigrants in your life, just let them know that you support them. I think that's a positive thing, that not everybody is against them. Not all white people want them out of here and want them gone. We realize how important they are to the economy. So thank you.
Look what happened to the Indians. They had 2 accidents with the immigration politics.
Yeah, it's time that we turn this ship around and we realize what our country was built on and what keeps us strong and what keeps us going as a nation. Thank you.
So before I do a final thing, I do want to get very personal about this. The whole issue with women's health care is very personal to me. My daughter suffered 4 miscarriages. All of them had heartbeats. 3 of them, none of them were spontaneous. All of them required assistance, medical assistance. My daughter did not have to wait until she was sepsis in order to get health care. 3 of them were with the help of mifepristone. 3 of them. One of them, there was a heartbeat, but there was no fetal matter that would have ever developed into a child. But there were heartbeats. The final one was 4 months along. And it took, there was one doctor at the Women's Hospital in Omaha that could perform the procedure necessary for her health and her survival. My only child. I have 1 granddaughter that I'm very grateful for. This is personal to me. It is extraordinarily personal to me. It's about my family. So she has given me permission to share that story. I would not have shared that if she had not given me permission previously to write about it, to share it. So it is personal, and I can give you a name and a face and a second face that would not be here if the first face had died. It is personal, and it is a family decision. It is not a governmental decision. They got no place in our operating rooms or in a doctor's office trying to tell us what to do. That, and I'm sorry because there's some of you around here that fit this description. I am sick and tired of old white men making decisions about women's bodies. Period. End of story. That's just a fact. And if it upsets you, I'm sorry. I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. So to end this thing, before we take our signs and walk up and back, yes.
Can I make a quick comment here? And no, it's not about being an old white man. Pat's story, is very personal. And just yesterday, I heard a story from somebody I know whose family used to farm outside of Villisca. She now lives in Chicago. And she has problems similar to what Pat's daughter had. and she recently had to have a D&C. Her doctor said, now this is in Chicago, a blue state. Her doctor said, you know, if Trump wins, I won't be able to do this anymore. Think about that. That is freaking scary.
So I'm going to end this with echo, and you're going to help me with these because you've heard these phrases. They are words that our first female president has been saying in her campaign, and they are words that I think we have to take with us as we march and go along. So the very first one I think is the most important to all of us, and if you know these, say them with me. Your vote is your voice. Your voice is your power. Let's say that together. Your vote
is your voice. Your voice is your power.
And I think we have to remember that. And Barb, you have your t-shirt covered up. Oh no! Look, read Barb's sign.
Won't go back.
All right, we won't go back. And what is on the line in this election?
Democracy.
Democracy, and I think Beyonce's song says it best. Freedom. All right. And are you willing to fight for it?
Yes.
And when we fight,
We win.
all right, let's go. Let's go march up the street and back, and thank you for coming today, folks.